So you probably heard that the Ricoh GR is one of the best street photography cameras, and the best main thing that make this camera what it is one, of course, its compact small size that is really invisible on the street, and I can just walk around freely, take photos of people without them notice. That's feature number one. But I want to talk to you today about the second feature of this camera, which is very unique. And by the way, I don't know why it's so unique, why other compact cameras don't put out this feature, and that is the snap focus distance option. The snap focus distance feature in this camera is what makes this camera so fun to use in street photography for me personally. And I think that in the beginning, if you didn't try this feature or you just experiment with it very little, it might be a little like overwhelming or feels like it's too complicated to do it well. But I really believe that after giving it a bit of try and maybe listen to this video, you'll get the basic of what you have to know to use this feature and have fun with it. And I will explain everything very simple, like I will explain it to a child. First of all, because of my language, and second, because I think it's the best way to understand everything. So I'm going to explain this feature very briefly and explain to you how I personally use this, when I use it, and show you results, of course, from the last 3 months only that I have this camera. As I said before, this is the Ricoh GR IIIx. I had the Ricoh GR III, the 28mm version before. I sold it, regret it, bought the X version. Long story short, before I start, my name is Geffen. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. I talk about photography and everything more emotional related to photography. So let's talk about the snap focus distance. First of all, the most basic thing to understand about this feature and what it allows you to do is be very quick on the street. And you know, the whole point of street photography sometimes is to capture moments that will never go back. I can never put the subject back into where they were with the same expressions, the same lighting. And you know, if you're going to do street photography, one of the most important things that you want to do is be quick. And the snap focus distance allows you to do just that. I think it's so important and so liberating to go and just take photos with a minimum thinking about the setup and the manual control of your camera. And the way I see it on the street is just I go, and if I see something interesting, I pick up the camera and press the shutter button towards that subject. It's that simple. I know maybe it's not the most professional way to do so, but I believe that after I did it for a lot of times, I realized that if I take lots of photos of things that interest me and I learn how to angle the camera the way that I would love to see it later in the photos. So if I take so many photos, one of them will be good. And some of my best photos that I love the most took with this snap focus option, because I capture so quickly moments that passed after 1 second. And if I would have my, let's say, my Leica Q3 with me, so until I will like pick up the camera and angle the focus, angle the manual thing that I needed for the moment, maybe the moment will pass. Maybe I won't even bother pick up the camera because I know it was so briefly this moment. So yeah, I think this camera option really gave me a lot of photos that I wouldn't take otherwise. So that's why I love this feature so much. So let's start with what it is, very basically, and I will, as I said, say it's simple. First of all, you set your minimum distance focus. You have it in meters. I don't know if you use meters or not. I do, so that's comfortable for me. Sorry, that was my dog. Anyway, if you set your camera to, let's say, 2 meters in a distance, the distance focus to 2 meters. You have 1 meter, 2, 2.5, 3, and 5, I think, something like that. So that means that everything 1 meter forwards the camera and beyond that will basically be in focus. It depends on your aperture. So if you have a wider aperture, like let's say f2.8, then the camera will focus to, let's say, 2 meters and beyond that, but not beyond that to infinity. It will focus from 2 meters to, let's say, I'm just putting numbers so you can understand, from 2 meters to 7 meters, something like that. But if I set my aperture to, let's say, f5.6, then if the light is right, the camera will be focused from 2 meters to infinity. So that is something you really have to play and understand. The way I use it personally is that I like everything to be in focus as much as I can in the photo. So I will set the pre-meter distance to between 2 and 5. At night it will be more like 5, and you know, the distance is something you have to consider how far you are from your subject. And usually I wouldn't take a photo of someone who's right next to me. I just don't feel as comfortable. I want someone who is like, let's say, 2 people away from me in a normal distance. And you know, 2 meters is like a very, very, very tall human lying down on the floor. So you know how to like understand what is the, let's say, the convenient distance from you. And you will have on the camera on the left side of your screen a little meter that will show you what will be in focus and what will not. You will see it as the green part of this meter if it's green all the way, so that means everything that is green between the meter you're setting, let's say to infinity or to whatever the light is right for, will be in focus. I know, as I'm explained it, I can understand why people struggle with it a lot, but really, if you just grab your camera and try it, I'm sure you'll figure it out more quickly than listen to videos. And I know that for me personally, at the beginning, I didn't understand anything that people say about that. I just understood that it will pre-focus on things, and that was good for me. I understood the basic, and I just walked around and played with it, got a lot of mistakes, got a lot of things unfocused, but eventually I realized how powerful this tool is. Now it's important for me to really explain to you more how I use it, why I do what I do, and maybe it will give you a better perspective on it. So as I said, I don't say like you need to go out with a camera like some like new person in the world and take every photo you see something on the street. You don't have to like snap everything you see to get good results, to get one good photo. But I'm thinking that as you practice your photography eye and I go on the street, so I will know better, like, okay, so for the first couple of times that I went with this camera, I would see something interesting, I took the photo, and later I realized, one, maybe it wasn't the right focus distance, so I changed that afterwards. And second, the angle of the camera is really something that I didn't hear anyone talk about it before, but I think it's one of the most important things, especially in snap focus distance, because when I see something, I see it in my eye level. And when I take the camera and I want to be like secret about it, I will usually took the photo from around here, above my eye level. And that's totally okay. I don't think you should always shoot from eye level, especially with no EVF. But I realized just my body understood and remember what angle I need to point the camera without looking at the screen and take the photo. It may sound like not the most professional way to take photos, but it's really something that I discovered in time that I get really better at, and it just makes photography, street photography specifically, much more fun. When I take a photo that I know the face of the person, the subject, whatever I take a photo of will be exactly as I imagine it and want the person who see my photo will look at it. So I know that if you will use this feature and you will get comfortable with the angles and the change of the mindset of walking and just capturing whatever interests you and not think about what aperture, shutter speed, ISO I need right now, not focusing on the focus of something, and let go of that mindset of take the best photo professionally, if it makes sense, then you will really have fun with this option on the street, and you will, I'm sure of that, capture things that you would never capture with your more professional gear. I'm saying professional all the time because it's considered like compact, small, more fun to use camera. I don't think it's not a professional camera, and as more as I use it, I realized how powerful this tool can be. And I really believe that whatever camera is with you is the best one. It's not just a cliche. I love this little device. Another important thing that I do is, me personally, I set the FN button to be a shortcut to the snap focus priority. So if I press the FN button once, it will be normal focus priority, and if I press it again, it will go back to the snap focus distance. Now, another way you can use it is just press the button, the shutter button, all the way through without half press it, and that will also take the snap distance you set before, and you don't have to go into the snap distance priority mode. And if you're not using the Ricoh GR, you use another camera, maybe the closest thing you can do to mimic this feature is set your aperture to, let's say, between 5.6 and f8, so everything in your depth of field will be in focus, and then it will, like, it's not going to be as fast as the snap focus option, but it will be maybe in the same mindset of taking photos, hoping everything in your frame would be pretty much focused, and just experiment with it. Maybe it will make you get used to the Ricoh feature. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please tell me in the comments if you have the Ricoh, if you use this option or not. What do you think about this whole distance priority thing? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow in a new video.